Okay, so I feel like I'm on. Let me go back again. Okay, all right, we are on. Okay, while I'm on here, let me put the chat up here just in case somebody had something to say. Just be cordial. Don't attack people on here. Oh, hi, Manuel. What's up? What's up? Appreciate you. How are you doing? Um, Hold on. I'm trying to do something here. I have no. What am I doing here? Hmm. Okay. Okay. It's on. I feel like I'm. Okay. I think I'm on. Okay. So microphone's on. Everything's good. Thanksgiving was fun. It's just me and my mom and um her friends. It was a nice Thanksgiving dinner. So I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving dinner as well. Enjoy your family and whatnot. So that was a fun time. I mean, I'm very small family, so not too many commotion. I usually like that. But sometimes it's fun to be with friends as well, and we kind of like do a friends thing, Friendsgiving, yes, yesterday. So it was kind of fun too. But anyway, so that's just a personal thing. So why not stop right there? Okay, so let's talk about GameStop real quick. I know, centric to GameStop, obviously. But let's take a peek at XRP real quick. It's almost reached $2. That's pretty good, I think. I have no idea how high it's gonna be, but I've been in XRP for quite some time. But again, just a couple thousand here, not enough to make me rich yet. Yet, who knows? It might be thousands of dollars by tomorrow. Who knows, right? I don't know. I'm just playing, but there's been a lot of price target on XRP, how high it's gonna go. The fundamental seems to picked up. Not that there's been huge development on XRP or anything like that. XRP ledger has always been on online. Yes, there were like small development here and there. Stable coins and all that stuff has always been one of its uh, I guess, struggle to get people to realize what XRP Ledger could achieve. But yeah, the world hasn't know what XRP is yet. The world already knows what um, Ethereum could do. So now it's I think it's time for XRP to prove the world what it can do. Now it could fail. The chain could fail. Everything that you put in here could go to zero tomorrow. It's always a risk. But yeah, just be cautious when you invest in cryptocurrency. Yes, it's a wild, wild west. Hopefully, there's some regulations coming in, and it's gonna stabilize the market, and it's not gonna be too scary for people who might not know about the technology, the technology itself. Congratulations on XRP. Oh, thank you. I have some too. Great, great. I wish, just like anything else I own, anytime I own something, I feel like it takes quite a bit of time to appreciate and value. And I know, like, perhaps I was just guessing on XRP, but I've always felt like it has some use case in the real world to be, kind of like at least keep an eye on. And so I had a couple thousands and way back, but I used to have more, due to the unforeseen circumstances. I lost the majority, but thank goodness I have some on hand for myself. So I've been keeping that. And then after the election, I just didn't pay attention to it. By the time I paid attention to it, it was like 60 cents, some cents already. And then finally I was like, oh, I gotta, now I'm slowly kind of building my position back again. But I wish I have those lump sum before. So, but yeah, thank you. And congratulations to you too. As far as like the I mean, the future of this is uncertain, but it's, to me, it's kind of that's what makes it exciting about this particular chain. I mean, a ledger, and I'm sure over the years, the media's already had what Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple. It's gonna be on 60 Minutes. The last I heard, I'm sure. So the world's gonna get to know what XRP is, and I feel like this is a stage of some sort, right? And this is why I feel like the SEC went after XRP to put XRP's name on the map, okay, and to deliver the most impact on XRP as a for the popularity of it later on in the chain. I mean, in its history. But anyway, I'm just like conspiratory minded by nature. Anyway, I'm just babbling over here. Hi, Michael. What's up? I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, Lionel. Welcome. But yeah, I mean, Lionel, you know about this too. So, yeah, I'm just babbling. So let's kind of put aside what XRP is doing. I'm sure it's gonna reach $2 in a day sometime today, and then it's gonna crash back down. Things like this happens all the time, and welcome to the crypto world. Just be careful if you think that you're gonna go to gazillions of dollars. Just make sure you be careful. Don't do anything stupid. Like selling house to get into this to try to get billions of dollars. Okay. I know it's exciting for now, but unless you buy it down here, you won't be as happy. But yeah, so the suppression of this particular chain has been for like 7 years already due to the lawsuits, and now the fact that they win the lawsuit too. So it's gonna add the level of interest into this technology, so to speak. So I think of this as a technology to keep an eye on for the future, and I'm sure it's going to be used in some sort of way. I mean, BlackRock is already into it, and I'm sure all of the banks knows what XRP is. Come on, it's the level of BS that they're trying to say. Oh, this is a shit coin for a whole while, and try to pump Bitcoin onto the world, saying, hey, you should buy it at $100,000. Not saying it's not going to go up in price. Obviously, we know what the history of Bitcoin is, but Bitcoin has this way of, I think people will hold Bitcoin for a long time because of its name. It was the first original cryptocurrency. So it's going to hold a special place in people's human psyche over here, right? I'm talking about the future here. So it's gonna act as a store of value of some sort now. I know a lot of people think that it doesn't have any value, but I think, to me, it has this network effect, right? What gives these thing value, I feel like it's because of people interacting with it. The same way with Ethereum, right? The reason why Ethereum is so valuable is because people interact with those, transact on it, and all that stuff. With Bitcoin, they just, it's just the the original chain that was touted as a store of value, scarcity, and all that stuff. You always know what Bitcoin gonna have in the future, which is what 21 million coin in the world is gonna only exist for that particular set of Bitcoin. And like I said before, I'll end on this. I know I'm going on and on about crypto and nothing about Jimmy, but that the function of the government, right? That's what adds the um, value to Bitcoin, is because government just print with no restraint, and when trillions of dollars been slushing around within this 5 years. And the national debt we have, I'm sure you looked at the clock so many times, like $32 trillion in debt. And so where do you think those money's going to go? It's going to go to chase things like this. And for people to think that XRP is not going to be, a certain price, it's just misunderstanding. And Bitcoin's not going to be a certain price. It's just a misunderstanding of where those money, of where, the movement of markets. And crypto is global. Of course, it's going to, serve a purpose of moving money around, right? So, but yeah, I'll end on this. Just nothing interesting. Just my thought here, okay? Not expert on this. I was just lucky enough to be able to get XRP at 13 cents. But anyway, so cool. All right, so let's talk about what we're talking about right now. I know if you follow Jimmy for a while, you know that we're doing pretty well in terms of price appreciation. Will it continue? I think so. I mean, I have a lot of good expectation for the earnings to come. Right? Like, earnings is going to be the 10th of December coming up. Even if the earning bombed a little, but I have reason to believe that it's going to be green, and it's in my thumbnail, so I'm sure you could guess what my thought would be. Hi, Jesus, what's up? But anyway, so let's just put on a tinfoil hat a little bit here, and let's just say I feel like Brian Cohen communicates his thought to us, right? Investor. I know I try to stay away from this word. People think that I'm crazy, but I'm actually crazy, in the mind anyway. So forgive me for postulate stuff like this. But anyway, so you've seen this particular video, and it's again, this is a very fun video to watch on the return of Bugs the Bunny. And the storyline is that he's been in and out of rehab or something like that, and now he's reformed, Bug the Bunny, and now he's working for GameStop. But in that video, as you could see right here, there's been postulation. Well, I mean, in my opinion, this is what Brian Cohen is trying to say, is that the company is going green, okay? Meaning that, even though they're making money and not burning cash or whatever, Jim Cramer, as you know, I'm sure, most of you know this, saying that the company doesn't. So there's a poke fun. There's some sort of poking fun of the media, saying that GameStop is not this and not that, right? And so in this particular video, he was saying that Jimmy was burning cash over value, and because of the memes and all that stuff, that's why the price action is the way that it is, or whatever. But my point here is that this code, if you were to put it into the color, it's green. And so again, my thought about that is that perhaps Ryan Cohen is saying, hey, we are actually going to be green. Not the price so much, I don't think. I think he's just signaling that the earnings is turning green. of the company. How much more, I don't know. This number might mean something. Who knows? Um, yeah, I mean, you could. I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are much smarter than me who could decipher that. But my point is that he's just saying to the investor, and the fact that he's not going to do any calls, which is along the line of what he's been doing so far. So no surprise there. I'm sure the media is going to go nuts on that too. It's like, oh, how dare he don't have any earnings call? Doesn't he care about his shareholders? Like, bullshit. No, we don't care about words. No, just show us the number and then we'll be fine. The point is that perhaps he's signaling that to us, right? But hey, it's just a fun way to think about it, right? So I have no fear that it might be somehow. Now, again, revenue might come down. Okay, we've done a lot of store clothing. There's a few countries that is going to be store closure, and I'm sure you have heard, from Tony De Niro and all that stuff. Right away jump on that bandwagon. Oh, look, they closed the store again. Okay, I mean, look at the world around you. Like, consumer is not doing well. So, of course, we're going to try to do our best. And Brian Cohen even told shareholder before that he's going to continue to do the same thing to try to achieve the maximum profitability. And so we know that, Now, as far as like people pumping up the price and, tomorrow is going to be, or Monday, sorry, is going to be, thousands of dollars, don't expect that too much, I wouldn't be mad if it's going to go to $1,000 tomorrow or Monday. But just tame your expectation, okay? I'm sure this price action is to trap so many people in here and then drop it back, during the earnings. To break some people's bank account over here who bet on, a call option thinking that it's going to be Roaring Kitty, type of gain. I know, the guy is a genius in my opinion. And the reason why he's able to do this is because it probably have so many information coming in, Bloomberg terminal, whatever. And he knows how to read the tapes and the swabs and all that stuff. So he understands when that happens. So for people like you and I, just the fact that you know about this company at this price level, to me, it's already something to be thankful for, in my opinion. Okay. So again, hey, I'm biased, right? I've been in this company for quite some time. So, and I'm seeing a lot of similarity between GME and XRP because of the sentiment of people, and especially the media out there who continue to the outside influence on the sentiment on this stock. The amount of suppression that comes 3 years ago, even after the run over here was brutal, and if you don't understand how those psychological manipulation on the price action part, you will be, beaten down here so much. Now, for me, I love this type of stuff because I know that there's some manipulation going on here. There's something's fishy here. The same way as, XRP chain as well. Why was the SEC going after only XRP? See what I mean? So why is it that the media is always trying to get you to sell this thing and get into something else, A lot of traders out there, and I'm sure, if you don't pay, you got paid or didn't, perhaps you are pigeonhole yourself as well. That anytime I see people doing TAs on this particular stock, they always say, oh, why are you holding on to this for 3 years? I've been able to make tons of money other way, in other stocks. Look at this stock, goes up 6%, 600% in a day. I'm like, okay, well, good on you. I hope you take some profit there. But my perspective on that is always like the same. And, people close to me who I've talked personally about GameStop said the same thing. It's like, well, you've been here for a long time. Had you done this, this would have happened. You would have had millions of dollars already. I'm like, well, first of all, I don't know anything about those stocks. I have no idea what the board of directors is doing. I don't know half of the things that they're doing half of the time. And so why am I like jumping into other stocks just because somebody tells me to do that? And had I done that, the people that advocate for that, usually they have trading, course or whatever to sell you. And so like the conflict of interest is there, in my opinion. Now, I'm not knocking on people who are trying to teach you something valuable, but can they guarantee me that if I use their system, I'm gonna guarantee to make money? Of course not. You can't predict the pattern and all that stuff. Yes, it's fun to draw lines and stuff like this. I get it. I've been through that psychology myself too. So that's why I'm so content with what I have right now in this particular company, and I will continue to build more in the future as well. And so, the strategy that I have works for me. Okay, so that's why I implore people to seek your own strategy on whatever you are investing in. I have a full-time job, so of course, that takes most of my time. And so I'd rather, have a stable job and then just stash away, like chipping investment little by little, rather than just all in something, right? Unless I'm very sure on the movement of something, and that would be, then I would, jump from GME to something else real quick, because I know, okay, it's gonna snap right here, right? So like XRP, for example, I was able to kind of transfer some money from GME real quick, and then go into XLM and then XRP, kind of like on its way up, right? So I did that on my trading account, not on my Moonbag. If you watch me before, I have a different strategy for different pile. So I have my long-term account. Of course, that's going to be there forever, until the end of time. No, just kidding. Until, the S&P 500 and all that stuff. I explained it extensively. So understand, where you're getting yourself into. And if you buy option, like I said, I'm not knocking on your, strategy here. If option is your strategy, just be prepared to lose everything you have. Okay, option, yes, you could make tons of money. I'm not saying that. If you pick at the right time, you sell at the right time, great on you. But the risk is there. Don't expect, again, because of the implied volatility on this thing right now, it's like 150 or something, or 110. Some over 100%. Okay, so that means the options will be expensive for buyers, option buyer. And also too, this is why it's so enticing for people to call on this stock, because they think that the premiums is high and that the stock would never hit whatever level they think, right? So that's risky as well, because if this thing gaps up on Monday, there you go, your share is gone. Unless, you're happy with whatever the strike price you pick to part way with the shares. To me, I don't mind people buying and selling this stock, as I said, because, okay, if you want to sell at this price, okay, it's up to you. More shares for me to accumulate. in the future. And so to me, that's gonna give the people that are actually believing in this company more shares over time. The lower the price, the better for those for people who are fundamentally inclined to for this company to thrive later on, decades to come. And I'm sure, for people, I don't know how these people exist in the media, but, I kind of understand why. They would say, Michael Pachter or something, that guy, of course, that guy. Oh, Jimmy's going to go bankrupt in 4 to 5 years. Like, what is that type of analysis? Are you joking? It's like, in my opinion, because of the money that they have in the bank and the amount of cash burned right now in this second, it's not like nothing. There's no cash burn, you guys. And to say that they're going bankrupt in 5 years, it's like stupid. Like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But anyway, how can a company that makes money, okay, money, not a lot, I get it for now at the moment, Tony De Niro of the world out there, try to steer you to look at this one right here. I get it. Look, PE ratio is going to pull your hair out, right? But they used to be negative, okay? Just a couple months ago, they were negative, okay? So cut them some slack, okay? When you have this type of turnarounds, Morantz did a great video on the turnaround stuff. Look at this. I mean, remember when we were here 6 months ago? What did they say? Oh, you have to wait, 1 more years until Jimmy could make $6 million again? I'm like, okay, are you 5? Like, okay, if you're trying to mislead people, I get it. The ability for people to know, sorry, why am I, I think I lost my train of thought, you guys, I'm sorry. But I know, like, this is what usually people would tell you about GameStop, how, oh, look at the operational income. This is why I don't think it's going to do this and this and this. Okay, well, we could fix that. I mean, the operational income comes from the function of the core business. I get that, okay? That's why they're going into the PSA graded card and trading. All of that is to fix this. But even at this junction, look at it. We are green here currently. Now, hopefully we're going to be more green, right? Even if they're making $5 million, let's just say, which is ridiculous to think, right? But look at the swing, you guys. Look at this. So let's see the trend. Do you see this trend right here to here? What is that difference of? I mean, come on. Are we 5? Can we do the math? Right here. So, and that's the difference, not even last year. So let me see last year. Okay, see, look, even last year. Full fiscal year, okay? This is full fiscal year. It used to be minus 200 million. 250 million, minus 250. Okay? So, by that swing, I mean, you could postulate, kind of like a trend to the other side. You could draw a slope, right? To say, okay, I mean, since they're able to do that 250 swing, next year, if they continue in the same path, okay, next year, they're going to be able to do $250 million to the upside. Doing that despite revenue coming down to the tune of 20% revenues down. So what does that tell you? It tells you that the company has become more efficient. You see that profit margin, gross profit margin? It's increasing as we speak, even just 1%. Okay. So let's compare gross profit margin right here. 23 to 26. Okay. So that's 3 whole percent. 3 whole percent. You could see that they are able to do this. So, with the PSA graded card, with the, high profit margin item that is being sold on the website. Now, you could argue that, hey, this is a niche, Pokemon's card and all that stuff. It's just a niche. They're not going to bring anything. I just watched somebody the other day saying that sporting card, you could copy it, you could fake it any way possible. But I'm sure, if you are into the collector world, I'm sure there's a way to find out which one is fake, which one isn't, right? But the fact that Nat Turner is now on the board of director, I'm sure they see some value here. These people are not stupid. I'm sure they're pretty, business oriented. They're there to make money. And so what am I to question that? And to say that, these people coming into GameStop is nothing, I think it's just a way that people are just constantly undermining these companies. At least a possibility for them to be much, much better than it is today. Now, I don't know how high the price of GME is going to be in terms of the stock price, but what I know for sure is that leadership has been doing everything possible to make this company a profitable company at a smaller footprint, much smaller than it used to be, right? In terms of revenue side, you see that, let's see. So compared to 2001, 21, let's see. So close to, half the size as it was before. We were able to kind of deliver some of the operation income. But again, back then, it was like free money, right? People were able to spend and people were able to, what a stimulus check. So, of course, GME is going to make money then. But subsequently, now you are at the tail end of this inflationary environment. GME miraculously could save, GME. Ryan Cohen has saved this company and complete the turnaround process in this company already. He did it a year ago, but people didn't see signs of it. Here's how I know. So if you look at the EBITDA, I think that was a free cash flow, I think. When did we turn green? Oh, right here. This one right here. So we see signs of improvement since there, okay? Because we were able to turn positive on EBITDA, everybody quote EBITDA for whatever reason. There you go. And then what happens? You could see that, every single quarter, little by little, you could see this. And again, this is a trailing 12, so it's a little bit more kind of comprehensive because it's the last 12 months of this particular balance sheet. So I hate to do quarters because then, you see this sporadic, they used to make $100 million three quarters ago, and now they're down $27 million right there, right? but nobody take an account that they make just 3 quarters ago, they were positive $100 million. Can I say that again, please? $100 million. That's like, oh my God, that's not nothing. That's like peanuts. Goodness, like anything that this company is doing for the better of shareholder, medias don't cover that. They would much rather go with the storyline of, oh, look, these people are cultists. Okay, all right, cult, guilty. It's like, really, we're in a cult. We just, investing in our time, money, and effort into a company that we think is going to be better in the future. That we support leadership like this type of leadership, where they don't take rest and rest for no apparent reason. That the new board of director, is not even taking any compensation. And so new board of director kind of adopt this idea now in the standard of how you should run the company. And I really think this is what's going to happen in the evolution of how American companies going to run now. Because you no longer can just come here, extract the most value from shareholders, existing shareholder, just by, sit on the board and get rewarded shares for doing nothing. No. You have to bring something to the table. And so this is exactly why I love the fact that leadership is doing this. And yeah, that's the best way to run a company and to add value to the company in that sense. Because like people who are working their ASS off on the floor, it's like, what are these executives doing? They're not doing much. Rather than adding value, they're usually taking value from employee, from everybody, shareholders too. And so yeah, I'm just babbling. Sorry. Highland, wowzer, been a while. Oh yes. Well, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving. It's okay. I mean, I'm just talking nonsense anyway, you guys. Like, I'm usually babbling on and on about just balance sheets and all that stuff. And this morning I was just browsing. And so, okay, let me just go and react to this real quick, because I was just like digging around on what Rowan Kitty original, and this is his style of investing. Okay, and I think most people who are new to this, I'm sure, because they listened to the documentary about GME, been like 3 of them already, right? Saying that it's a cult and all that stuff. They forget about what the originality of this investment thesis of Rowan Kitty. I mean, yes, he put GME on the map, but the stuff that he has to go through. I mean, this is the beginning, okay? Before anyone knows about GameStop. So July 13, 2020. So let's go back to that. July 13. Let's see. July 13, 2020. Is it June? Sorry, you guys. I should have done this before. July 13. Right here. Right here. And honestly, I'm sure he's been accumulating since here too. From here to here, right? Now I didn't dig too far. Like, how far was he here for? But this is where he was accumulating. I'm sure he bought into this high too. I don't know, call options or whatever. But he's been dollar cost averaging ever since, I'm sure. And the recent YOLO update showed that his average cost is $23 at this junction. Okay, 23 up here. somewhere. Crazy. And so the point is, he's been averaging down, averaging up like crazy. Okay. So the fact that these people are saying that he's pump and dumping this thing and it's part of a cult, it's untrue. Okay. So let's listen to his word of wisdom over here. So this one is investment style and how he is presenting it. So I'm gonna stop in the middle, or if I see anything or hear anything I want to interact to. So stay tuned.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I wanted to make a video about my investment style, like a high-level overview of my investment style, and that's because I feel like some people might join the live stream expecting excitement or some day trading, hot stock tips or stuff like that, and you're gonna be disappointed because it's not gonna be like that. I'll drop this bomb when you're right at the start. I'm a value investor, and I feel like some of you are rolling your eyes now and laughing at me, you bastards. I'm just kidding. I don't care. It's whatever. I'll just say this. I'm not your traditional value investor, and I jotted down a couple of reasons why. And the first is I'm not in the camp that thinks value's been underperforming. I actually think it's been tremendously successful over the past decade. So I just think it's funny when I see those headlines: "Is value dead? Is value dead? Is it coming back?" And I try to think about why everyone thinks that. And the most obvious reason is just because we all lean on those oversimplified ETFs to measure the style's success. But I mean, that's not a good way to measure a bona fide value approach. It's and part of that is because value is so subjective. It's not so simple that you can just boil it down to a couple of metrics or something like that. So because it's so subjective, it's difficult to measure its success, and I think that's part of the disconnect there. And yeah.
Ooh, sorry.
Second way I feel I'm different is I'm not building no discounted cash flow models during my stream, during my process.
You know what?
I'm a huge fan of Demonaran. Go check out his stuff if you want to learn more about valuation, but it's a waste of my time as part of my process. I'm not saying that's the case for anybody. I'm sure it serves a purpose for other people's needs, and there's other ways to invest besides my own. But for my style, it doesn't make any sense. Part of that is because value is just one factor. I mean, I'm a value guy, right? And that's where I started my development. And I understand the importance of value, but the issue is it's just one factor. And I used to think it was so important, primacy of value, right? And I'd weight it quite heavily. But the truth is, it just matters a lot less than many think. And so, usually the values I'll frequently be leaning on, and you'll see this during the stream, it only takes me a minute or two to calculate. And I think what matters, many people think that it matters like getting an accurate valuation, right? But that's ridiculous. Like, no one cares. No one cares if you can accurately value a stock, which is, you can't even get an accurate, precise value, right? That's ridiculous. But even if you somehow successfully, perfectly measured the value of a stock, the market doesn't give a shit. No one cares, right? What matters is incorporating those values into a framework that you can leverage over time to profit, to outperform the market. I mean, that's what matters. So unless you have it's the framework that matters. And within that framework, value is but one factor, right? There's other things that matter too. And so for that reason, I find it's beneficial. Don't waste so much time valuing one particular stock. Just get a general idea as to what that valuation is and do it for as many stocks as you can and as consistently as possible. And then you can tap those and incorporate it more easily, in my opinion. You'll see this. I'm rambling now, but you'll see it during the stream and some other videos and stuff. All right, a third way I'm different. I use technical analysis. Ooh, right?
Technical. So in this one, sorry, I was on the phone, so kind of distracted. Hopefully you get to hear a piece of that, most of it. But you could also go to his channel and watch that. Seems like there's a lot of commotion right here. Sorry about that. But anyway, so he is saying here that one metric of of success in his investment style, it's not just value, because it doesn't matter how many people think that this particular junction right here, that Jimmy was undervalued. It could stay undervalued for a long time. The problem is most people are not going to stay here long enough, okay, to be able to profit off of just value investing. That's what the point that he's trying to make, is that it's so subjective that sometimes it takes a long-term investing. So that's why he was saying he's not here to give you a hot tips on when it's going to move. when are you going to see these things, like, these traders wanted you to do with your investment, with your money, to jump from one stock to another in order to make it faster than this and that. And again, the psychological torture, for you to see your portfolio going down like this. And if you only, of course, he's earlier on, he had so many stocks out there. But I think he just see this opportunity of shorted, highly shorted stock, especially in GME. It was like so, it's more than 100% short, right, at the time. So he see the opportunity, and when this happened, his thesis become correct. And he's about to say that he's doing technical analysis as well, learning how the settlement, I'm sure T plus whatever 32 T plus 35 plays the important roles of when stock's going to move a certain way, when volatility comes in and all that stuff. Now, GME is pretty special because of what happened to it. Retail caught on to what had happened to this stock. And, even though it was just a theory at the time, it turned out to be true. And, most people benefited from this immensely, doing call options and all that stuff. And, he deserved it, obviously. He picked it. He was correct about his thesis. And when he was called to Congress to speak about, whatever. And here's another thing, too. People don't seem to forget. He's the only person that lost his job. Really? And the big wigs out there didn't do anything, didn't get any reprimanding, nothing like that. And the meantime, it's still going on. Like nobody gone to jail. And yeah, so that's kind of stink, isn't it? Right? That the person that has a theory about this stock and then continue to be right over the year doesn't get any accolades. But not only that, people are just mischaracterized him as somebody who, part of a cult. Even Ryan Cohen got that name dragged through the media as well. And you have to question yourself. And this is why I question a lot of things that I hear about this company, about the leadership that we have as Ryan Cohen, saying that he never run anything that is profitable in his life. Well, he just demonstrated to you that he did just that right now. Any apology? Nothing. No one apologized. They're not only not apologized to Ryan Cohen publicly. Remember Brian Zuzi from Yahoo Finance? Write a heavy hitting letter to Ryan Cohen to at least come to talk to Yahoo Finance about what he planned to do to this company, saying that he's been a failure of this, a failure of that, right? But again, talking smack about leadership has always been one of the strong suit that they have against the stock right now in this junction. Like they can't say that the company is burning money anymore. They can't. So what's next? It's like, oh, they don't make enough money. Okay, all right. They don't make enough money. Great. Let's solve that. Let's see if this quarter we're going to be able to solve that issue. That not making enough money for the company, its side, meaning that it's overvalued at this price point. Okay. Let the company show you the number first. Okay. Now, on the flip side too, I'm sure for the bull out there who thinks that this company is going to be worth tens of millions of dollars. So understand that there's two dynamics here, right? Just like Ron Kitty was saying, value doesn't mean much. Okay, even though value should make a lot of more sense to people, but due to the market structure that we have, people are gonna be, enthusiastic about both sides. You have the dynamic of people shorting, you have the dynamic of people longing. Okay, you have the dynamic of people shorting the stock that they don't have and have to buy it back at a very explosive way. A short period of time in which they have to close, or they're going to get blown out of their position or lose so much more than they originally have. And so this is why you see this price movement that makes no sense at all. Now, to say that that's due to the fact that the company is doing well, so well that it's going to be 100x its value, that's also a skewed way of thinking about this company as well. And also, this is why I think Ryan Cohen come in to balance this very well, because at every turn, I'm sure he's going to dilute again, which is not a negative thing at all, because there's been three dilutions actually, and now the stock is highly in demand. And so if he's going to dilute again, it's going to add more liquidity into this stock, and it's going to move it to wherever. Yes, it could temporarily tamed the price action for a little bit. It's going to scare you. It's going to scare most of you. And if you want to sell, I don't blame you. Go ahead, do it. You might not see your money ever again. I'm actually doing a poop and scooping strategy here. So no, but in all honesty though, these things is risky. And if you, again, that's why I don't advocate people to do call options, buying call, even though I myself do buy calls too. Okay. And, if you want to buy put, be my guest, do it. I mean, if you want to hedge your position, be my guest, do it. For me, selling is much better risk for me to a better risk for me to take, meaning the selling option, okay, because of the IV is so high. Again, don't advocate people to do that. The safest way is to buy in anytime, anywhere, anyhow you can. Okay, over time. That's always my lesson that I've learned from crypto and the likes. Any security that I've been owning for, oh my God, coming 8 years, I've learned that if I had held that for a long time and stick to, the fundamental, if the companies continue to do well, if the fundamental Bitcoin, yes, Bitcoin has some fundamental too. Had I held Bitcoin till now, I would have had close to $100,000 already, right? But that's if I held it, 10 years, and never have the thought to sell it for the profit. But again, like if you don't see the money, that level of money, you're gonna want to sell it and profit immediately, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, honestly. If you need the money immediately, of course, do it. That's why I don't care if, to me, in my opinion, we already own the float. If the theory is true that these people have been selling shares naked, selling call naked, then, in these 3 years, a lot of people who are buying and holding, much more of them are already owning the float, and so theoretically, you only need what is the float right now? So let's do that math. Sorry, you guys, it's gonna be a long-winded stream here, but I'm just thinking out loud. Okay. So the float right now is close to this amount. It's not the exact float. And so let's say that an average person own 1,000 shares on average. 1,000. I mean, it's pretty high. Currently, what's $20,000, right? 20,000? No, $30,000. Sorry. Let's say you have $30,000 laying around, and on average, people, own 1,000 share. It only take 500,000 people to own this thing. Okay. Now you could kind of postulate a little bit that these are diehard, okay, diehard GME shareholder enthusiasts. You could call them cultists as well. I mean, with the cult of this size, I'm sure there's more people than this amount. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just half kidding, you guys. But my point is that, I'm sure there's more people than 500,000 shareholders out there who have 1,000 shares each. Okay? And so, to me, if the theory is true, which I have no way of proving, that, retail owns this thing to the tune of thousands of shares, and I'm sure some of them also sold, for a profit when it went up. I mean, OBV, probably good evidence for that, right? In my opinion. Just in case. OBV. Evidence of that. That there's a lot of shares still on balance. The volume never come down. Even this blips right here, Look at that. So, and this is weekly. So you could see it a lot better on the weekly. So yes, people continue to accumulate. I don't know. I don't know what to think. This is why I'm observing that we already own the float. Many times over. Again, don't take that take that with a grain of salt, because I can't prove that. My point is, if you want to sell your shares, go ahead. Go crazy. Do it. It doesn't affect the bottom line. It doesn't affect me. Doesn't affect people who have been diamond handing these things, okay? And that's why I set up aside a portion that I will hold for forever until the end of time. So, just in case if the theory is true, that we own the float many times over, that we're going to be fine. But if the theories, on the other hand, is fault, that we, it's just the ebbs and flow of the market, that eventually, people are going to sell this, that GME as the company is not going to be valuable, it's overvalued, the price gonna naturally come back to its original. Yes, sell them because I want those shares. I need those shares. Yes. Of course, you see, a lot of people, and I'm sure more than 500,000 of us already own more than 1,000 shares each already. So, to me, it doesn't matter how many people buying and selling this thing. Eventually, they're going to have to chase those. They need to close those positions. Even the current state, the current short interest, if you look at Fintel right now, it's 8%. So to me, that's actually a good thing. Even if MOAS theory is not correct, 8% is less. Okay, it's less percentage that I saw in the previous years, because it used to be 20%, and then it's down to 12, and then 14, and then now it's 8. So to me, institution, nobody's willing to short this thing in a grand scale anymore. At least they're afraid to at least shorting this thing. So in my opinion, that means that the price gonna continue to kind of organically grow to where it makes sense. Because without shorting pressure, without people betting against this stock, actively betting against these stocks, you're less likely to see the price going lower because of the manipulation on that end. Okay. Again, retail's gonna be feeling like the people that trying to buy puts and all that stuff to short this thing, due to the ebbs and flow of the market. People, I'm sure, if you short it from up here and close down here, you make handsome amount of money already, right? But eventually you're gonna have to close. Okay, so if there's enough put options out there, yes, people, retail, institutions who's trying to, smack the price down as quickly as possible, and the people who are, selling at this, selling on the run up for a profit. I'm sure some of us will do that. And I don't knock them. Go ahead, sell it. I mean, if you need the money, do it. I myself too, is eager to see where the price is gonna go. I have my price target for my moon back, so to speak. And that is like way up here, it's less of a price target, it's more of a target for the company. If the company's going into the S&P 500, like Moranz was saying, which I think they are on the trajectory to do so within a couple of years, the price is going to be stupid, in my opinion. Okay, if we're right, then Moaz is correct, but those theses could play out multi-years. It's a battle of institution here. Whether institution will come in to buy into this company or not, that depends on leadership. That depends on the fundamental of the company. So my point is, hey, it is going to be a lot better. Hopefully. Let's see, how long have I been here? I feel like I'm babbling too much. Let's listen to our cult leader. There you go, cult leader. Let's listen in.
Right. I mean, now even the value folks are shaking their heads at me, but I don't know what to say. The charts do a good job of illustrating the trends, prevailing sentiment, and even the fundamental events that are unfolding, which is frustrating as a fundamentals-focused value investor, because I've invested in stock in the past, and then after the fact, I'll look back on the chart and I'm just thinking, damn, all that fundamental research I did, I could have just been tracking the chart. And not always, right? It's not perfect, but the technical analysts know this, but it's a good enough shortcut that it should be used. Now, by the same token, right? You have many value folks who are criticizing charts, saying they're following everything. And the technical analysts, they do the same thing. They think the fundamentals folks that they're all crazy for looking at that stuff. And the truth is, I think both sides have a point, and so that's why I'm always I think it's beneficial to use both. That's part of my edge. I feel I'm kind of surprised more people don't. But yeah, you'll see you'll see more in the stream. So yeah.
And honestly, I think that not only that, I'm sure over the years, this coming events of GameStop squeeze, that he was so honing on to one stock. That's why, instead of focusing on other stock, he's just focusing on one. It's because what had unfold after the squeeze, that he's, going to the Congress, and then he learns like, maybe there's more to this, right? And so with the fundamental combined with the technical analysis, combined with the volatility swap idea, I'm sure he's aware of those things too. The what is it, credit default swaps or whatever they're doing. All of those come into play, and that's how he's able to make billions of dollars. Billions, no, not yet, but he was a billionaire. Millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, just buying call options and then convert it to share and buy it at the right time, so that whatever happens, because somebody doesn't have the shares that they sell to you in terms of calls, right? They just sell you those call option, hoping that it's not going to go into the money, and rinse and repeat, and 4 years later, this happens again. This type of things happen. And to me, this stock is going to continue to do that until those short position is unwind. So again, this is why the theories about how the price is going to be stupid. I wish I know those dates, and this is what people are trying to postulate and get people sucked into, call option only to try to make as much money as possible on a particular run. And subsequently, and keep in mind, market makers are the one who price those option. Okay. So they're making money either way. They don't care if the stock's going down or whatever, right? They only care for the people that are shorting this thing, have a naked short and never close in some way, because they don't want to lose, They either double down, tripling down, or just hire somebody to mislead people, to steer away from this stock. Don't buy this stock. Oh my God. There's so many other stocks to pay attention to. Why do you want to be in here? Look, you are losing 3 years of your life to this. Get out already. Okay. All right. But that's why, again, the amount of documentaries that comes and unheard of, right? So why are they trying to shake me out of this stock? Right? Or us, or whoever wants to buy into this one. So those are the type of investment that I'm into. And I feel like those are my edge too, just like how Orange Kitty has the edge, much more knowledgeable than many of those analysts out there who are just analyzing the stocks, and then it's like, oh, here's the reason why Nvidia goes up 20% today. Okay. It's like, look, and usually what they tell you is just not the truth at all. Not even close.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm different as a value investor. But there's some additional things that would really be useful for you to know about my approach before you check out the stream. And the first one is that I currently shoot for 50 to 100% annualized returns, which is aggressive, right? And it's so aggressive that I bet that my style, it would not be suitable for many people who might be tuning into the stream. So just a reminder, the live stream and this channel is educational in nature. I just wanted you to see how a legitimate process might look, so you can maybe glean some aspects for yourself, but don't think the way I'm approaching the market and even the stocks I'm investing in would be appropriate for you. I'm always going to say that just to remind you, but it's really important to understand that. But anyway, 50 to 100%, and it's important, like when you're striving for returns like that, at least as an individual investor, it's not, you're not getting that every year, right? It's lumpy returns. There may be years where I don't get to 50%, but there's going to be windfall years. And every once in a while you start to is that windfall year going to come? Or those years going to come? But they inevitably do. And I think that speaks to the aspect of value, and why part of the reason I think it's going to persist. I mean, it's grounded in human biases, which in turn is grounded in our evolution. I think that's going to sustain for a bit. I know algorithms and robots and stuff. You got to keep an open mind about this, and I'm biased, but
see, he's aware of the algorithm that is happening in this stock. I'm sure he's at every turn he's like, oh, I know exactly what's happening to this one. And again, crazy theories, right? Maybe he's gonna tweet tomorrow. I mean, who knows? I mean, that's exciting, right? To think about. And apparently he was active or something. I saw somebody's post. Hold on, let me see. He was active on Reddit. So he's always looking at the stock and at the sentiment of this particular company. And I'm sure he's very excited about the transformation here too. Will he? I don't think he sold any amount of shares. If anything, he's probably going to double down, in my opinion. So, yeah, so it seems like if you look at the reward right there, see, they reward them. And so, yeah. All right, guys, I think, my goodness, I feel like it's such a long live stream right now. But yeah, so yeah, take a look at it and get excited about it. I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I'm sure you could go ahead, do your thing, okay? Be on the lookout for Monday. I don't know if it's gonna gap up or gap down. Could be gapping down to try to shake more people out. But a lot of people think that it's going to be the last dip to buy. Now, hopefully, let me see, what is XRP doing? Ooh, okay. It's doing its thing. Okay, you reach a little bit up there. What's happening over here? Ah, close. So it's coming back down. But yeah, all right, guys. It's been a long one. I'm sorry about that. I will let you go and see you when I see you.